Happy New Year's Eve out there. Just thought I'd take a couple minutes to give a quick update on my system here. There are my little guys, my little gold barbs. They're actually a lot of fun to watch, so waste way too much time watching them, but they're just funny little critters. So, as we're going here, we are actually at, get a little better look at things here. This is 4 weeks plus a day growth right now. I've had to move things around a little bit. Last Friday I had actually harvested those green onions and got pretty impressive growth on them back now. They were not grown from seed, they were taken from cuttings, and from what I can gather from different reading is I can probably do this 3 or 4 times. So we'll see how it goes. These are, I mean, from last Friday till tonight, that's pretty good. Not quite a week, coming up on about 5 days. So, but these are the cherry tomato plants, and you can see they're coming along quite nicely. Some of the other ones are a little on the smaller side. I'm not sure if they're just going to get overcrowded by everything at this point, but it's a little learning experience for me. Pretty happy with things so far. So you can see that here. I probably should have spaced them out a little bit better, but you can see this guy here is really taking off, and he's going to start covering, putting the other one in the shade a little bit. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but yeah, things are coming along very nicely, and I'm quite happy with it. Talk about the materials I used real quick here. This 10-gallon hex tank I had it from years ago. I had some other fish in there, and when they died I just had put it away for a while, but I thought this whole little experiment would be something that would be fun for my son and I to do together. I had first become aware of aquaponics a couple of years ago. I had stumbled across it and was reading it. Thought it would be something fun to try and see what kind of growth you could get with this. And so I fired up the tank again, and I know a lot of people will use goldfish or other things. I decided to go with these little ornamentals to get started first. It was recommended to me to get in order to get the tank cycled, start with something other than goldfish, because they might produce too much ammonia too fast before the system's able to handle it. So I started with these guys. I had different barbs in there, some gouramis. Yeah, they didn't make it. Came back one day and the pleco in there was feasting on some of them. Had a few tetras, some neon tetras. I think I had a silver, I forgot what that one was called, and I had a black molly, and none of them made it, but these guys did, and I've added a couple more to the system. Eventually I'd like to grow fish that I could potentially eat, like tilapia. I do enjoy tilapia, so is the rest of the fam. That little water pump there, I believe, is a 200-gallon per hour pump that I just picked up at Harbor Freight for under $10. Got the tubing from Home Depot. Well, like I said in another video, I would definitely do things differently with that, and just probably run PVC pipe, support everything to have it go into the grow bed. Yeah, but this was fine for throwing things together quickly. I'm already trying to figure out how I want to do my next system. This is it's a fun little thing, and I just keep thinking of different ways where I might be able to do this and kind of expand the system and grow things. I have a couple spots in my house picked out. Eventually it'll probably take over my garage, but there's that part, and then there's everything running up. You can see a lot of just growth of different things in the tubing. Was wood I used that I just had laying around, leftover pallets that I just cut up, and just kind of came up with this real quick. And this was like a $2 basin from Walmart, I think. And then I had also gotten the hydroton from just a local indoor grow shop. And this light, I had seen other YouTube videos like SSL Family Dad, I believe, and he had created one. I used similar principles to that. I didn't use ductwork, just it was too small an area from that, so I actually used the lid from an old China wok skillet and just cut into it. Went to Home Depot, used some old wiring, and just wired this up. And they had on sale some CFL bulbs that were full spectrum daylight. I think the Kelvin was 5700 if I remember correctly. Could be wrong on that, but they were on sale and it was cheaper. I would eventually like to try some LED lights. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he said that he had pretty good luck with that. I know I had in the past read that they weren't quite up to snuff yet, the LED grow lights. That was a couple years ago when I was first investigating things, but I've heard they've come a long way, and my buddy, whose opinion I obviously value, said he was very happy with his and how the plant growth he got from things. So I'll probably try that next, try and incorporate that in the next system. Trying to keep costs down at the same time, which, you know, could be a challenge. But yeah, I just took that lid, used that for the reflector. I had previous versions of this light. I had actually just bought one of those shop lights from Home Depot and kept blowing bulbs out until I realized that it was for incandescents only. And yeah, felt like an idiot, but what are you gonna do? We all make mistakes, some more than others. I make a lot of them. But then I just finally went and rigged this together. I kept the thing and the what do you call it? The clasp for it to connect things, and then just ran a string up so I could raise and lower it as needed. And pretty happy with it. This timer here is what the pump's running on. Smaller cycle. I couldn't get a very long time in between cycles, so I run it 15 minutes every hour, and that was from Harbor Freight. That was under $3. And let's see here, but get a little close up on these guys. I know I mentioned before I had basil and sage in there. I'm beginning to wonder if they were just bad seeds because they just stopped growing. I had put them in the same time I did the seeds for the cherry tomatoes, and tomatoes are, you know, the plants are doing well. At least these two are. The other ones I had cut off. They were getting a little leggy, so I separated them all, put them on their own spot, and we'll see how they recover. But I took a look at their roots, and they're coming along nicely. So we'll see. Yeah, that siphon, bell siphon, you know, I had seen different designs with it. That's the standpipe inside. I forgot what size I used, but then I had put another adapter on top of that to try and create like a swirl effect. I had seen that done in a lot of different variations of the design, so I did that, and things are working well. I don't have the media guard that a lot of people use. I just didn't. It's a small bed. I just give it a twist if things aren't running as smoothly as I would like, which I've had to do a few times. Occasionally I'll see, you know, some roots floating around, but that's that. We'll get a little closer look at these guys for you. excited to see where this will go. Cherry tomatoes are something we actually eat a lot of here, so trying to grow things that I would actually use. And I used the green onions in the soup, in different sauces, and it came out pretty tasty. I was pretty pleased with myself with that. My wife thinks I'm nuts with all of this. She's probably not going to be pleased when I start taking over the whole house. But, yeah, bring it do. Win some battles. Anywho. Alright, folks, well, anyone has any suggestions, things to do differently, feel free to comment. And y'all have a safe and happy New Year's.